Welcome to Rolling Wrench Live. I've got these little switches, super trick. This would be a start button, all black, and this would be start button with the Honda logo. If you've ever dreamed of having this setup, the start button with the kill switch in your battery box, you might want to watch this. You want to blow your freaking mind. Who rides a Ruckus in here, and what harness are you running? Is the question. Running the Rolling Wrench harness? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we got a couple dudes in here running our harness. But I'm just curious what guys are running what on their bike, because this video will apply to any GY6 harness, any Get Honda Ruckus harness. Doesn't matter if it's a GY6, 150, 232, 50cc Ruckus, doesn't matter. These buttons will apply, and I'm super pumped about them. T's in the house. Come on in here, T. T is my pretty wife. I'm gonna have Tia run this camera. I'll bounce back and forth to this camera, and I'm gonna show you guys how these buttons work and all about them. If you have the Rolling Wrench harness, then, or a factory Honda Ruckus harness with no GY6 or anything, you're gonna have this guy. This is a, you know, your low fuel light and your high beam. If you don't care about that, then you could run, you know, the buttons there instead, which is gonna look a lot like this. So you've got your buttons there. That's your start button. That's your kill switch. So you won't start unless you push the kill switch, just like normal. So that would replace this guy. And that would be like if you had aftermarket controls like disc brakes or something like that. Then you wouldn't have all this, and you would switch to, you know, the buttons here. Now, if you don't want to do anything like that, then we've got these buttons. So we got two different buttons. If you don't want a kill switch, if you just want to use the key for a kill, then we've got like just the Honda button. You can hide this anywhere you want. The cord's really long, so you can drill a hole anywhere you want, basically on the battery box, and install a Honda button or just a blank black button. And these light up, which is cool. LED red. Like there was a hole drilled here, I could install, you know, this button here if I wanted to. That's a 19mm hole or a 3/4 inch. I'm going to install this, and then you guys can see what it looks like and how easy it is to install. So everybody knows how to remove the battery box. I only have 2 screws holding this battery box in, so unscrew that, and then there's another one right down here, another screw right here, and then there's another screw back behind here. So 3 on one side, one here, and one down here, and the same thing on the other side. Then there would be another one right there, and of course another one back there. So then you'll just pop your battery box off, just like that. Okay. In order to get to the front panel, you're going to need stock is going to be 10mm. So there's 3 bolts that hold the headlight on. And then one more back here. Just like that. And then you pull this over to the side like this. You can just let it sit on your the side of your panel here, your headlight. Then you can pull this sucker off. Sometimes they'll have a zip tie right here. So you got that off. Now you've gained access up here. Let me get a close-up of right here. What I'm looking for is you got your right hand control. I'm following the cord down, the wire, to this guy. Looks just like this. I'll just unplug it. Little button that you push here. Just like that. Okay? And then you'll grab one of your little switches. This is the Honda button. And you've got your little switch here. So all we're going to do is, since we're not using our right hand control up here anymore, then we're gonna, like, say you've got rid of your switches, you don't have a start button anymore. Now we're not using this, so I'm gonna plug this directly in to where that was. Super easy. Again, you can hide this switch anywhere you want. You can drill a hole in your plastics or whatever. So right now the switch actually works, okay? But, so like if I do this, I turn the key on, hold the brake, push the start button, it turns over. But we want it to light up. So in order to light it up, I'm going to see this little extra red wire right here? We're going to locate our brake sensor. So you're going to have two wires that look just like this. You'll have two black wires that go into one black terminal, and then you'll have two green with a yellow stripe going into one black terminal. So the black wire here is hot. So we're going to unplug that, and I'm going to just plug the black wire into the red wire like this. And right where I unplug that black wire, I'm plugging this back in there. So now, when I turn the key on, of course this has to be grounded for testing purposes. I'm just going to hold this right here. So there we go, there's our start button. And then of course it won't start unless you hold the brake. Okay, just like that. And then when you turn the key off, it slowly fades out. If you have a GY6, then it will not slowly fade out, it'll just turn off straight up. So coming around the other side here, you can use any of these access points. You can go loosen that guy, you know, put the ground there, so you can put the switch down low, up high, it doesn't matter. You can put it over here, you can put it on the battery ground. This ground just has to be on metal. Like, I push this button and unplug it, so you can put this switch into the actual unit, the plastic. You know, go in here like that. Of course, I got the nut on one side. If I take the nut off like this, you can slide it through. So now we've got our Honda button in there, and I could turn it to how I want. And then you can plug your little wire. Once you've got your ground connected, just jam it in there for a second. And then I can come around and plug the back in, turn the key on, got my start switch, my Honda logo, hold the brake, push the start button, and you've got a start button there. Pretty freaking sweet if you ask me. Say if you didn't really want that start button and you have like a different harness where you want to have and get rid of these buttons or these light up gas gauge and high and low beam, just remove that. Or if you have a harness that has that already removed, no problem. We can actually go with something that looks like this, you know. So instead of having these, we would have these. In order to do that, and you're going to get a different harness with two buttons, so you would install these buttons that look just like this into your plastics. Here's what it looks like on the back side. But instead of that harness, you come around the front here, same exact procedure, okay? Two buttons here, that'll plug in exactly the same way, no difference in the install. And then you plug your black wire from your brake sensor, and then red wire back into where the brake sensor was. Now, if we come around to the front, I've got these two connections, just like this. Oh, same thing, I'm just gonna connect my ground wires there, like that, and then I'll grab my little battery box, looks like that, and I'm just gonna plug these in really quick. There's our grounds on there, so if you notice, we've got this is our kill switch. So I push that in. Again, you still have to, we hold that brake. You have to hold the brake still. And then, so we'll just hit this button. Now if the kill switch is off, like that, it works just like a normal kill switch. So the kill switch has to be on, push the start button, plug and play, Now, one other thing, to show you something. So if you're running like Adeline controls, this is a front disc brake setup for a Honda Ruckus. You're going to get rid of your stock controls, so you're going to need a start button. If you notice, to clip the handlebars, you've got this one side here they split so you can tighten it down on the bars. You're going to remove this guy and install our arcade start button. So if you notice that little half there, we're going to remove that, install this guy, and bam, we got a start button right there. Again, 100% plug and play. If you don't like that, we've got our Stealth start button. It's all black and it just goes right there, super stealth. Again, you'll remove this guy, this installs, and you've got a start button. It doesn't light up or anything, but it's another option for you. Now, if you remove the right hand control, the start button and the kill switch, you're probably going to want to do the left hand control. We've got this guy. This is our plug and play left hand control. 100% plug and play controls. Blinkers, left, right, horn, high and low beam. Again, 100% plug and play. Unplug the old switch, plug this one in, done. So we've got a lot of different options here. We got our plug and play left hand control. That'll control left blinker, right blinker, high and low beam, and horn. Then you've got, if you're running disc brakes on the front, then you can run your arcade button red or stealth start button black. And then we've got our blank start button. That can be mounted anywhere. Doesn't matter if you have a GY6 harness or the stock harness. Then you've got your Honda Ruckus button, lights up, LED red. And then over here, we've got our combo, which is a kill switch and a start button. The kill switch is blank with the black, with an LED ring. And then you've got your Honda logo that lights up LED. Those are a combo as well. Like I said, these switches, left-hand control, start buttons, kill switch, everything I just showed you works for all Honda Ruckuses. Doesn't matter if it's a GY6, doesn't matter what GY6 harness you have, and it also doesn't matter if you have a stock Honda Ruckus, 100% stock. All of these will apply, they work. Now for the Chuckuses and Mad Dogs, the Ruckus clones, these will not actually work yet. This will be a totally different application.